Many people are not failing because they do not have a dream. Listen carefully. They are failing because they keep talking about the dream, but they have not learned how to manage the dream. They can announce it, they can explain it, they can defend it, they can post it, they can rehearse it, but they cannot produce evidence that the thing is being stewarded. And whenever your announcement is greater than your management, your dream becomes noise. A dream from God is not a social announcement. It is a divine deposit. Write that down. If God gave you an idea, if God placed a picture in your heart, if God allowed you to see something that does not yet exist in your environment, then that dream deserves more than excitement. It deserves structure. It deserves discipline. It deserves a calendar. It deserves a budget. It deserves decisions. It deserves production. Because God never gives seed for entertainment. He gives seed for fruit. The tragedy is that many people have become addicted to the feeling of vision. They love the emotion of saying, I am called. They love the energy of telling people, I am about to build something. They love the applause that comes when they describe the future. But applause is not progress. Attention is not evidence. Comments are not construction. Followers are not fruit. A dream that is only announced remains inspiration. But a dream that is managed becomes evidence. Are you hearing me? Some of you have talked about the business so long that talking feels like working. You have explained the book so many times that explaining feels like writing. You have described the ministry so often that describing feels like building. But there is a difference between vision and management. Vision shows you the future. Management organizes your present so the future can arrive. So in this teaching, I want to move you from inspiration to execution. From noise to systems, from excitement to fruit. We are going to deal with the dream as a seed, and then we're going to deal with the soil that makes the seed produce. Because the world does not eat your dream, the world eats your fruit. Say this with me. My dream does not need more attention. My dream needs management. Say it again. My dream does not need more attention. My dream needs management. If you sense that God is calling you out of talking and into building, stay with this teaching. Subscribe for more purpose-centered instruction and write these words. I will manage what God showed me. Because the next season of your life will not be proven by what you announce. It will be proven by what you manage. Now, listen carefully, because this is where many people misunderstand God. When God gives you a dream, He does not usually give you the finished product. He gives you the seed. The seed is the idea. The seed is the picture. The seed is the burden. The seed is the problem you cannot ignore. The seed is the thing that keeps returning to your mind when everybody else has forgotten it. But write this down. The seed is not the fruit. A seed is full of potential, but potential by itself does not feed anybody. The marketplace cannot live on your seed. Your family cannot live on your seed. Your community cannot live on your seed. The kingdom cannot advance on your seed alone. A seed must be planted, cultivated, protected, watered, pruned, developed, tested, and brought to maturity before it becomes useful. This is why many gifted people are frustrated. They have seed, but they have no fruit. They have ideas, but they have no evidence. They have inspiration, but they have no product. And the world does not reward what you imagined, it rewards what you produced. Say that. The world does not reward what you imagined. It rewards what you produce. Say it again. Because this will deliver you from fantasy. The world does not reward what you imagined. It rewards what you produced. A seed is potential. Fruit is potential organized. Fruit is potential developed. Fruit is potential tested. Fruit is potential packaged. Fruit is potential made useful to someone besides you. You can hold a seed in your hand and say, this is a tree. You are correct in principle, but you are wrong in manifestation. The tree is in the seed, but the tree is not yet available. The fruit is in the seed, but the fruit is not yet accessible. The shade is in the seed, but nobody can sit under it yet. The food is in the seed, but nobody can eat it yet. So do not confuse what is in you with what has come through you. Some of you keep admiring the seed. You keep saying, God gave me this idea. Wonderful. But He did not give you the idea so you could admire it. He gave it to you so you could cultivate it. He gave it to you because there is a problem somewhere that needs the fruit of that idea. Your dream is not just about your success. Your dream is God's answer to a problem He allowed you to see. That is why it bothers you. That is why you notice it. That is why you cannot walk away from it. Purpose is not born from convenience. Purpose is born from responsibility. But here is the danger. If you talk about the seed too early, you can expose it before it has roots. You expose it to opinions. You expose it to premature praise. You expose it to jealousy. You expose it to confusion. You expose it to people who have no assignment to cultivate it, but they want permission to comment on it. And sometimes the most dangerous thing is not criticism, it is applause before discipline. Because applause can give you emotional satisfaction before real work begins. You feel rewarded for announcing what you have not yet built. Are you hearing me? Everybody does not need to see the seed. Some things must be hidden until they are strong enough to survive exposure. A farmer does not dig up the seed every morning to prove he planted it. He manages the soil. He watches the conditions. He waters consistently. He removes weeds. He waits with discipline. Why? Because the dream is the seed, but the system is the soil that allows the seed to become fruit. So my question is not, do you have a dream? My question is, do you have soil? Where is the environment that can grow it? Where is your schedule? Where is your discipline? Where is your system? Where is the repeated action that proves you are serious? If your dream is a seed, then stop showing everybody the seed and start building the soil. Because the future does not come from announcement. The future comes from cultivation. Now, let us deal with another danger. Because this one is very subtle. Conversation can become a counterfeit for construction. Write that down. Conversation can become a counterfeit for construction. That means you can talk so much about what you are going to build that the talking gives you the emotional reward that should have only come after obedience. Every time you announce the dream, somebody may say, that is powerful. Somebody may say, I can see you doing that. Somebody may say, you are going to be great. And if you are not careful, that praise will satisfy your ego while your assignment remains untouched. You go home feeling encouraged, but nothing was built. You feel affirmed, but no system was created. You feel important, but no product was finished. You feel seen, but the dream are still unmanaged. Are you hearing me? Premature praise is dangerous because it pays your emotions before your work pays the world. It gives you the feeling of harvest while the seed is still in your pocket. And many people are living on the intoxication of future language. I am going to write a book. I am going to launch a business. I am going to start a ministry. I am going to rebuild my family. I am going to change this community. Wonderful. But where is the calendar? Where is the budget? Where is the prototype? Where is the mentor? Where is the process? Where is the daily discipline? Where is the first chapter? Where is the first meeting? Where is the first customer? Where is the first repaired relationship? Where is the evidence? Listen carefully. Inspiration creates energy, but construction requires order. Inspiration creates excitement, but construction requires routine. Inspiration can make you shout, but construction will make you sit down at the same desk every morning when nobody is clapping. Construction requires patience. Construction requires measurement. Construction requires correction. Construction requires you to look at what you made and say, this is not good enough yet, and then improve it without needing sympathy. Some of you are not visionaries yet. You are narrators of possibilities. I say that with love, but I say it with authority. A visionary sees what does not exist and begins to organize life until it exists. A narrator only describes what could exist. There is a difference. One builds, the other explains. One produces, the other performs. One is disciplined by the assignment, the other is energized by the audience. Say this, I must stop performing my dream and start building my dream. Say it again. I must stop performing my dream and start building my dream. The talker needs witnesses before work begins. The builder lets the work become the witness. The talker says, come and see what I'm about to do. The builder says, I will show you when it has fruit. The talker needs constant confirmation because the work is not strong enough to encourage him yet. But the builder has a private record. He has a schedule. He has a notebook. He has a plan. He has measurements. He has corrections. He has small completions that nobody saw but heaven recorded. This is why silence is important. Building in silence is not secrecy from fear. It is stewardship. It is not that you are hiding because you are ashamed. You are protecting the seed until the roots can handle weather. You are protecting the assignment from unnecessary voices. You are protecting your own soul from becoming addicted to approval before you become committed to discipline. If talking gives you the feeling of progress without the burden of discipline, conversation has become a counterfeit for construction. And today you must break that addiction. Stop needing applause for what is still only an intention. Stop feeding your ego with announcements. Go back to the quiet place. Build a system. Finish the work. Let the fruit speak when the fruit is ready. Now let me show you something from the beginning. Because whenever you want to understand the original purpose of a thing, you must go back to the manufacturer. You do not begin with your feelings. You do not begin with culture. You do not begin with social media. You go back to the first instruction. And in Genesis, God gave man the operating system for every dream, every assignment, every business, every ministry, every gift, every vision, every seed of potential he would ever place in the human spirit. He said, be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth, subdue it, and have dominion. Say that with me. Be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue, have dominion. Say it again until your spirit hears it. Be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue, have dominion. Now listen carefully. This is not just a religious verse to put on a wall. This is not just something for a church service. This is a divine management sequence for potential. God was not giving man a poem. He was giving man a system. He was saying, this is how potential becomes impact. This is how seed becomes fruit. This is how private ability becomes public service. This is how an invisible dream becomes visible evidence. God's first word to man was not be famous. It was not be popular. It was not be celebrated. It was not make sure everybody understands you. His first command was be fruitful. Fruitful means productive. Write that down. Fruitful means productive. It means produce something from what I placed inside you. It means take the seed, develop it, organize it, discipline it, and bring something out of it that can be inspected, used, tasted, tested, and multiplied. The first law of a dream is production, not explanation, not announcement, not visibility. Production. God does not measure a tree by how loudly it talks about being a tree. He measures it by fruit. So stop asking people to believe in your dream when your own schedule does not believe in it. Stop demanding recognition for potential when you have not submitted that potential to production. The world does not need your intention. The world needs your fruit. Your family does not need another speech. They need fruit. Your community does not need another emotional declaration. It needs fruit. The kingdom does not advance because you felt something deep in prayer and then did nothing with it. The kingdom advances when what God placed in you becomes productive in the earth. Be fruitful. Produce something. Finish something. Make something. Solve something. Serve somebody. That is the first command. Then God says, multiply. Now this is powerful. Multiply means reproduction. It means what you produce must not remain a one-time event. What you can only do once is an event. But what you can reproduce is a system. Are you hearing me? If you only write when you are inspired, that is not a system. If you only serve when you feel appreciated, that is not a system. If you only build when your emotions are high, that is not a system. Multiplication means you create a pattern that can carry the dream when your mood changes. This is where many people lose the dream. They produce once and then call it destiny. No, one finished thing is fruitfulness, but repeated finished things require multiplication. You must learn the process. You must document the process. You must train the process. You must refine the process. You must build a rhythm that can reproduce results. A dream that cannot be repeated is still immature. A gift that cannot be organized is still unstable. A vision that depends on your excitement every morning is not ready for dominion. Then he says, replenish the earth. That means distribution. Replenish means fill the place with what you produced. In other words, the dream must leave your private life and become available to the people it was designed to serve. Your fruit is not just for your admiration. Fruit must be distributed. A book unread is not replenishing. A product hidden is not replenishing. A ministry with no service is not replenishing. A solution that stays in your notebook does not feed anybody. Replenish means get it to the people. Package it. Send it. Share it. Build channels. Build access. Build delivery. Because value that cannot reach people cannot bless people. Then God says, subdue. This is the part many people do not like, because subdue means bring disorder under disciplined control. It means there are wild things around the dream, and there are wild things inside you, and they must be governed. Your time must be subdued. Your money must be subdued. Your habits must be subdued. Your appetite must be subdued. Your emotions must be subdued. Your relationships must be subdued. Your decisions must be subdued. Everything that fights the dream must come under authority. You cannot build a serious dream with an uncontrolled life. You cannot pray for dominion and keep living in disorder. You cannot ask God to bless the vision while your calendar is rebellious, your spending is rebellious, your mouth is rebellious, your emotions are rebellious, and your relationships are pulling you away from the assignment. Subdue means you stop letting everything have access to you. Subdue means you bring your life into alignment with what God showed you. Some of you do not need another prophecy. You need a budget. You do not need another confirmation. You need a schedule. You do not need another conversation. You need self-government. And then after fruitfulness, after multiplication, after replenishing, after subduing, God says have dominion. Notice the order. Dominion is last, not first. Many people want dominion before discipline. They want influence before fruit. They want a platform before productivity. They want authority before mastery. But dominion belongs to the person who has mastered a domain. Dominion means you have become so disciplined, so focused, so consistent, so developed in your field that your fruit cannot be ignored. You do not dominate by wishing. You dominate by mastery. You dominate by showing up again and again. You dominate by solving the problem better than you solved it last year. You dominate by knowing your field, refining your gift, correcting your mistakes, studying your craft, improving your systems, serving your market, and becoming the answer people think of when that problem appears. Dominion is not noise. Dominion is evidence accumulated over time. So here is God's pattern for a dream. It is not announcement first. It is productivity, reproduction, distribution, discipline, and mastery. Be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue, have dominion. That is the kingdom blueprint. That is the divine operating system. A dream becomes powerful only when it is submitted to this order. If your dream refuses order, it will remain emotional. If your dream refuses discipline, it will remain imaginary. If your dream refuses production, it will remain a conversation. So stop asking God to make the dream big while you keep the system small. Stop asking for dominion while refusing to subdue your own life. Go back to Genesis. Go back to the pattern. Produce it. Reproduce it. Distribute it. Discipline everything around it. Master the domain. Then the dream will not need to beg for attention, because fruit always attracts the people it was created to feed. Now let us come to the first law of fruitfulness, because this is where the dream must leave the cloud and touch the ground. The first evidence of a managed dream is one finished thing. Write that down. One finished thing. Not 10 started things. Not 12 notebooks. Not many prophetic words. Not a phone full of voice notes. Not a mind full of possibilities. One finished thing. Some of you are too scattered to be fruitful. I said it with love, but I say it straight. You have 10 visions and none of them have fruit. You have a notebook for the business, a notebook for the book, a notebook for the ministry, a notebook for the nonprofit, a notebook for the podcast, a notebook for the clothing line, and still nobody can eat from anything you have produced. You keep calling it creativity, but sometimes it is confusion wearing the clothes of vision. God does not bless confusion. God blesses order. God blesses diligence. God blesses faithful stewardship. God blesses the person who can take one seed and stay with it long enough for fruit to appear. Fruitfulness begins when potential becomes something finished. It may become a product. It may become a service. It may become a decision. It may become a habit. It may become a manuscript. It may become a plan. It may become a prototype. It may become a necessary conversation. It may become a solved problem, but it must become something potential. That never becomes something is wasted assignment. Vision that never becomes something is emotional entertainment. A dream that never becomes something is only a private excitement. So here's the question. What is the one finished thing that proves you are serious? Not what are you thinking about, not what are you praying about, not what are you considering. What is the one finished thing? Show me the fruit. Show me the course. Show me the chapter. Show me the budget. Show me the repaired relationship. Show me the morning routine. Show me the prototype. Show me the client system. Show me the ministry structure. Show me the decision you made and obeyed. Because until something is finished, the dream is still asking for management. Listen to me. Unfinished work can become a lifestyle if you do not confront it. Some people do not have a productivity problem. They have a finishing problem. They love beginnings because beginnings are exciting. Beginnings have emotion. Beginnings have imagination. Beginnings allow you to talk. But finishing requires discipline. Finishing requires correction. Finishing requires focus. Finishing requires you to stay when the music stops. And when discipline becomes uncomfortable, scattered people change direction and call it, God is shifting me. Sometimes God is not shifting you. Sometimes your flesh is escaping the burden of finishing. Say this, I will finish one thing. Say it again, I will finish one thing. Do not try to be everything to everybody. That is not dominion, that is distraction. What is your specific fruit? What is your whopper? Everybody may sell burgers. But what is the thing you were born to produce in a way that carries your distinction, your burden, your gift, your discipline? Stop trying to be a whole supermarket when God asks you to master one shelf. Stop trying to serve every market when you have not yet served one person well. Focus is not limitation. Focus is power under management. Maybe your one finished thing is one course that solves one problem for one group of people. Maybe it is one repaired relationship where you stop avoiding the conversation and bring peace into your house. Maybe it is one product you can actually deliver. Maybe it is one budget that governs your money instead of your emotions governing your money. Maybe it is one ministry structure so people are not just inspired but serve with order. Maybe it is one chapter every week until the manuscript exists. Maybe it is one client system that makes your service repeatable. Maybe it is one disciplined morning routine that proves your day is under authority before the world begins making demands. Do not despise the one thing. God always begins fruitfulness with a thing that can be inspected. One finished thing creates evidence. One finished thing gives you feedback. One finished thing exposes weakness. One finished thing builds confidence. One finished thing becomes the seedbed for the next level. The dream becomes real when your obedience becomes visible in a finished work. So stop hiding behind big language. Stop saying I have a global vision when you have not finished a local assignment. Stop saying I am called to nations when you have not completed one discipline act this week. Fruitfulness is not proven by the size of your announcement. Fruitfulness is proven by the completion of your assignment. Finish one thing. Put it in order. Make it useful. Let it serve. Let it be corrected. Let it become fruit. And once fruit exists, the next question is no longer excitement. The next question is reproduction. Because one finished thing proves you can produce, but multiplication proves you can build a system. Multiplication is where your dream is tested again. Because producing once may have required passion, but producing again requires a system. Listen carefully. Many people do not have a system. They have emotional bursts. They have moments. They have weekends where they feel strong. They have nights when the idea burns in them. They have seasons when a sermon, a conference, a conversation, or a crisis makes them move. But emotional bursts cannot carry destiny. Emotion can start an engine, but it cannot build a road. Write this down. A system is the discipline that keeps producing when emotion stops performing. Say it again. A system is the discipline that keeps producing when emotion stops performing. Because there will be days when you do not feel inspired. There will be days when nobody encourages you. There will be days when the dream feels heavy, when your confidence is low, when the people who praise you disappear, when the money is tight, when your body is tired, when your mind is distracted, and when the applause is gone. If the dream only moves when your emotions are high, then your dream is not being managed. Your dream is being entertained. A system is a repeatable arrangement of decisions, tools, habits, people, and measurements that produces fruit consistently. That is important. A system is not just a schedule. A system is not just a notebook. A system is not just an app on your phone. A system is an arrangement. It is how you decide. It is what you use. It is when you work. It is who holds you accountable. It is how you measure progress. It is how the dream keeps receiving disciplined attention even when your feelings are arguing with your assignment. Motivation says, I feel like doing it. Management says, this is how it gets done, whether I feel like it or not. Motivation says, I am excited today. Management says, at 8 o'clock I write. Motivation says, I am in the mood. Management says, the deliverable is due Friday. Motivation says, people are supporting me. Management says, the work must be produced because the assignment came from God. Are you hearing me? Motivation is useful, but it is a poor master. Motivation can visit you, but management must live with you. This is why your dream needs systems. A system protects the dream from your tiredness. A system protects the dream from your disappointment. A system protects the dream from your insecurity. A system protects the dream from your distractions. A system protects the dream from your need for approval. Because if you do not build a system, every emotion becomes a vote. Tiredness votes against the dream. Fear votes against the dream. Criticism votes against the dream. Insecurity votes against the dream. And if your emotions are allowed to govern the assignment, then the dream will keep stopping at the place where discipline was supposed to begin. Say this. I will not wait for my mood to manage my assignment. Say it again. I will not wait for my mood to manage my assignment. Every serious dream needs at least 5 systems. Number 1, it needs a time system. When will the work be done? Not someday, not when things calm down, not when you get inspired. When? Put it on the calendar, block the work, protect the hours. Your calendar is a confession of your priorities. Do not tell me the dream is important if it cannot find a place in your week. Number 2, it needs a learning system. What must you study to become better? What books must you read? What skills must you develop? What mistakes must you review? What mentors must you listen to? A dream cannot grow beyond the knowledge that manages it. If you stop learning, your gift becomes outdated. You were not born finished. You were born loaded, but the load must be developed. Number 3, it needs a money system. How will you fund the dream? How will you budget for it? How will you stop wasting money on emotions and start assigning money to purpose? Some of you do not need more income first. You need more government. Money without management only multiplies disorder. If the dream matters, your spending must come under authority. Number 4, it needs a production system. What is the next deliverable? What will be finished this week? What will be shipped this month? What will move from idea to evidence? Define the next thing so clearly that your hands know what to do when your mind starts wandering. Do not keep saying, I am working on my dream. That is too vague. What are you producing? A page? A prototype? A call list? A lesson? A proposal? A meeting, a service process, define it. Number 5, it needs an accountability system. Who can ask you for evidence? Who can challenge your excuses? Who can inspect your progress without being impressed by your language? You need somebody in your life who loves you enough to ask, did you do what you said? Not somebody who only claps for your announcement. Somebody who checks your obedience. Now make it practical. Block the work. Define the next deliverable. Track your progress weekly. Remove recurring distractions. Submit the dream to measurable action. If your phone keeps stealing your focus, subdue it. If certain conversations keep draining your energy, limit them. If your environment keeps pulling you into laziness, change the environment. If you keep forgetting, create reminders. If you keep starting and stopping, reduce the goal until it becomes repeatable. The issue is not how impressive your system looks. The issue is whether it produces fruit consistently. And this is connected to leadership. A person who cannot manage himself cannot be trusted to manage influence. Do not ask God for a platform when you cannot govern your time. Do not ask for people to follow you when your own habits will not follow instruction. Leadership begins with self-government. Influence is dangerous in the hands of an undisciplined person because what you do privately will eventually leak into what you lead publicly. So build what can work without your mood. Build a rhythm. Build a process. Build a weekly review. Build a place for the work. Build a way to measure. Build a system that tells your emotions you are welcome to participate, but you are not in charge. Because multiplication is not the reward of excitement. Multiplication is the result of order. One finished thing proves you can produce, but a system proves you can be trusted to keep producing. Now, after multiplication, God says replenish. This is the movement from private order to public service. Once the thing can be repeated, it must be released. Once the fruit can be produced consistently, it must be distributed to the people it was designed to feed. Replenish means fill the earth with what you have produced. It means do not keep the fruit in your private basket while people are hungry for the solution God placed inside you. A dream becomes kingdom fruit when it leaves your imagination and becomes useful to people. Write that down. A dream is not mature because it excites you. A dream is not mature because it makes you feel important. A dream is not mature because you can describe it with passion. A dream is mature when it serves somebody beyond you. Until it becomes useful, it is still underdeveloped. Until it solves a problem, feeds a need, heals a wound, teaches a principle, creates an opportunity, or brings order to somebody's life, it is still potential looking for purpose. This is where selfish ambition must be corrected. God did not give you the dream so you could admire yourself. He did not give you the gift so you could become addicted to recognition. He did not give you the idea so you could sit in a corner and say, I am gifted. Gifted for what? Anointed for whom? Called to serve what need? Your dream is not about your ego. Your dream is God's answer to a problem He allowed you to see. That means the dream must become service. If nobody can be helped by it, corrected by it, strengthened by it, taught by it, fed by it, organized by it, or delivered through it, then it is not yet fruit, it is still seed. And listen carefully. Value must be communicated. Value must be packaged. Value must be delivered. Value must be improved. Private excellence is not enough if nobody can access it. You may be brilliant in your room, but if your brilliance never becomes a book, a class, a product, a counsel, a method, a meeting, a program, a service, then your brilliance is unavailable. You may have wisdom, but can people receive it? You may have skill, but can people find it? You may have a solution, but can people understand it? Distribution is the discipline of making private excellence accessible. This is why money follows value, trust follows value, influence follows value, not noise, not volume of speech, not how many times you announce your destiny. The marketplace does not reward intention, it rewards value. People do not keep coming back because you talk loudly. They come back because something you produce helped them. They were confused and you brought clarity. They were stuck and you gave a pathway. They had a problem and you offered a solution. They were hungry and you gave them fruit. Are you getting this? Money is attracted to value. Influence is attracted to usefulness. Credibility is attracted to consistent service. Many people are frustrated because they want dominion before distribution. They want the platform before they have served the few. They want recognition before they have delivered consistently. They want the world to know their name before their fruit has proven useful to a small group of people. No, begin with the few. Serve them well. Teach 5 people. Mentor 3 people. Publish 1 useful piece every week. Build 1 client pathway. Create 1 curriculum. Document 1 process. Solve 1 real problem in your community. Have 1 family put things in order. Have 1 business improve. Have 1 child learn. Have 1 leader think clearly. Replenish begins where you are. Do not despise small distribution. Small distribution gives you feedback. Feedback refines the fruit. The first group you serve will show you where the product is unclear. They will show you where the process is weak. They will show you what people actually need, not just what you imagine they needed. Humility listens. Pride only wants applause. Humility says, how can I make this more useful? Pride says, why are they not recognizing me yet? That is immaturity. Serve the few until your fruit becomes strong enough for the many. So release the fruit, package it, publish it, deliver it, share it, teach it, build a pathway, make it reachable, make it understandable, make it usable. Do not keep praying for nations while refusing to serve neighbors. Do not keep asking for influence while hiding the solution. Replenish the earth. Fill your assigned space with value. But understand this, distribution will expose you. The moment people begin to use what you built, weakness will appear. Gaps will appear. Disorder will appear. Your character will be tested. Your patience will be tested. Your systems will be tested. And that is why, after replenishing, God says, subdue. Because public service will reveal the areas of your life and work that must come under control, correction, and authority. Subdue does not mean control people. Let us correct that immediately. Some people hear the word dominion and they think domination. They think control. They think using authority to make people serve their insecurity. No, that is not kingdom. Subduing is not bringing people under your ego. Subduing is bringing disorder under divine order. Write that down. Subduing means anything in your life that is wild, unmanaged, rebellious, wasteful, excessive, or undisciplined must come under the government of purpose. This is where many dreams die. Not because the devil is so powerful, not because people did not clap, not because the opportunity did not come. Many dreams die because the dreamer is not subdued. The idea is strong, but the life is loose. The gift is real, but the schedule is confused. The anointing is present, but the appetite is in charge. The vision is from God, but the habits are from yesterday's bondage. And you cannot build a serious dream with an undisciplined life. The real enemies of execution are often not outside you. They are unmanaged time, unmanaged appetite, unmanaged speech, unmanaged emotion, unmanaged spending, unmanaged relationships, and unmanaged attention. Say it slowly. Unmanaged time, unmanaged appetite, unmanaged speech, unmanaged emotion, unmanaged spending, unmanaged relationships, unmanaged attention. These are the enemies that sit close to the dream. These are the things that look normal until they steal years from your assignment. Unmanaged time says, I will do it later, until later becomes a lifestyle. Unmanaged appetite says, I deserve this, until comfort becomes your master. Unmanaged speech talks the dream out of strength by telling everybody what should have been protected and disciplined. Unmanaged emotion starts today, quits tomorrow, apologizes next week, and then calls the cycle of spiritual warfare. Unmanaged spending buys what impresses people and starves what would build purpose. Unmanaged relationships keep giving access to people who drain conviction, mock discipline, and celebrate delay. Unmanaged attention lets every notification, every opinion, every trend, every crisis, every appetite, every distraction enter the gate of your mind without permission. How can you ask God for dominion when you are ruled by everything you were assigned to rule? That is the question. Dominion begins when you stop being ruled by the very things you were assigned to govern. Do not ask to lead thousands if you cannot lead your morning. Do not ask to manage millions if your present money has no instruction. Do not ask God for nations if your phone has more authority over you than your assignment. Do not ask for influence if your emotions can cancel obedience by lunchtime. Leadership begins with self-government. Your gift may open the door, but your system and character keep you in the room. That is important. Your gift may get attention. Your gift may create an opportunity. Your gift may make someone invite you, hire you, listen to you, promote you, or follow you. But after the door opens, character is tested. Can you be consistent? Can you be corrected? Can you be trusted? Can you manage pressure? Can you steward access? Can you serve without becoming proud? Can you handle delay without becoming bitter? Can you handle visibility without becoming addicted to yourself? The dream will test your character before it expands your influence. God loves you too much to let an ungoverned life carry a public assignment without correction. Because whatever is not subdued in private becomes dangerous in public. If pride is not subdued in private, applause will enlarge it. If lust is not subdued in private, access will expose it. If insecurity is not subdued in private, leadership will turn it into manipulation. If greed is not subdued in private, money will multiply it. If anger is not subdued in private, pressure will reveal it. Public usefulness does not create your character. It reveals what has been governing you all along. So stop asking God for a bigger platform if you have not built a private pattern. That is not punishment. That is protection. A platform is a magnifier. It does not make you mature. It magnifies what you are. If you are disciplined, it magnifies discipline. If you are confused, it magnifies confusion. If you are humble, it magnifies service. If you are proud, it magnifies pride. The issue is not, can God open the door? The issue is, can you live under the authority required to remain useful after the door opens? Now, audit your life. Do not shout over this. Think, what habit is delaying the dream? What relationship is draining the dream? What expense is starving the dream? What distraction is weakening the dream? What fear is muting the dream? Write it down. Name it. Do not spiritualize what needs to be governed. Do not call it a season if it is a habit. Do not call it warfare if it is disorder. Do not call it waiting on God if God is waiting on your obedience. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is love for the assignment. When you truly value what God gave you, you stop treating it casually. You protect the hours. You protect your mind. You protect your body. You protect your mouth. You protect your money. You protect your environment. You protect the people who have access to your spirit. You protect the seed because you understand the fruit is not only for you. Say this. I will bring my life under authority. Say it again. I will bring my life under authority. My time will serve my purpose. My money will serve my purpose. My mouth will serve my purpose. My emotions will serve my purpose. My relationships will serve my purpose. My attention will serve my purpose. This is subduing. It is not loud. It is not glamorous. It does not always get applause. It looks like waking up when you said you would. It looks like finishing what you started. It looks like closing your mouth when pride wants to explain. It looks like saying no to what drains you. It looks like budgeting when you want to impress. It looks like forgiving when bitterness wants a throne. It looks like studying when entertainment is calling. It looks like obeying the system when your mood wants to negotiate. Bring disorder under divine order. Bring the dream under management. Bring yourself under government. Because after you subdue, then comes dominion. But dominion is not given to the gifted only. Dominion is given to the governed. Dominion is not domination. Let us settle that. Dominion is not you controlling people. Dominion is not you becoming loud, proud, and untouchable. Dominion is mastery. Dominion is when you become so deeply competent, so consistent, so useful, so disciplined, and so trusted in a specific area of assignment that your fruit speaks with authority. You do not have dominion because you have a title. You have dominion because you have mastered a domain. Write this down. Dominion is the result of focused mastery over time. Say it again. Dominion is the result of focused mastery over time. Not over a weekend. Not after one conference. Not after 3 emotional prayers. Not after you bought the notebook, made the logo, and told everybody, this is my season. Dominion comes when you stay with the assignment long enough for your gift to become skill, your skill to become excellence, your excellence to become trust, and your trust to become influence. This is where many people lose the dream. They keep moving. They start something, then difficulty comes, and they interpret difficulty as a sign to quit. They say, maybe this is not God. No. Maybe this is not easy. Stop confusing resistance with redirection. Every true assignment will resist your immaturity. Every real dream will demand growth from you. The moment it gets difficult, you run to another idea, another business, another ministry, another relationship, another platform, another plan. You call it being led, but sometimes it is just being untrained. Mastery requires repetition. Mastery requires study. Mastery requires correction. Mastery requires mentorship. Mastery requires failure. Mastery requires refinement. Mastery requires years when nobody is impressed, but you are still becoming dangerous in your discipline. You practice when nobody sees. You study when nobody claps. You submit to correction when your pride wants to defend itself. You try, you fail, you learn, you improve, you return, you sharpen, you repeat. That is how dominion is built. Look at the people remembered in any field. They are not remembered because they talk the most. They are remembered because they produced, improved, and specialized. They found a lane and mastered it. They solved the problem again and again until the world associated them with that solution. Everybody can say, I have a dream. That is not special. The question is, what specific problem are you called to solve? For whom? With what fruit? What is your domain? What is your whopper? What is the thing God put in you that must be developed until it becomes undeniable value? Do not try to be everywhere. Everywhere is not dominion. Everywhere can be distraction with a big vocabulary. If you are called to teach, master teaching. If you are called to build, master building. If you are called to counsel, master wisdom, listening, and truth. If you are called to business, master your market, your customer, your numbers, your product, your service. If you are called to write, master language, discipline, structure, and clarity. Do not ask for a crown over a territory you have not studied. And this is why silence is a gift. Building quietly allows you to develop depth before attention brings pressure. Some of you are trying to be seen before you are solid. Visibility before mastery is dangerous. Attention will test what you have built. Applause will expose whether you have depth or only excitement. So let the quiet season train you. Let the hidden years sharpen you. Let the small assignment form you. Let the repetition humble you. God is not burying you, He is rooting you. Now here is the practical question. What skill must you master for the dream to become credible? Not what do you want people to call you. What must you become excellent at? What must you study this year? Who must correct you? What must you practice weekly? What weakness must be refined until it no longer embarrasses the assignment? Name the skill. Put it under discipline. Give it time. Give it repetition. Give it humility. Say this. I was not born to be everywhere. I was born to be effective somewhere. Say it again. I was not born to be everywhere. I was born to be effective somewhere. I will master my domain. I will focus my gift. I will submit to correction. I will endure repetition. I will become trusted through consistent fruit. Dominion belongs to the focused. Dominion belongs to the faithful. Dominion belongs to the person who stays long enough to become useful at a level that cannot be ignored. Stop wandering from field to field. Find your assignment. Master your domain. Let time, discipline, and fruit make your dream credible. Now this is where revelation must become responsibility. Because if you hear all of this and only say, that was powerful, you have missed the purpose of instruction. Truth is not given to excite you. Truth is given to govern you. Revelation that does not become obedience will eventually become deception. Because you will start thinking you are growing because you are hearing, when in reality you are only collecting information. So stop announcing and start accounting. Write that down. Stop announcing and start accounting. The builder does not need constant announcement because the record of obedience becomes the proof. If you are always telling people what you are about to do, it may be because you do not have enough evidence of what you have done. Announcement is easy. Accounting is honest. Announcement says, watch me. Accounting says, measure me. Announcement wants attention. Accounting wants responsibility. This week, I want you to do a 7-day execution audit. Not a 7-day emotional experience, not a 7-day talking season, a 7-day audit. Number 1, write the dream in 1 sentence. If you cannot write it clearly, you cannot manage it clearly. Do not write a paragraph full of clouds. 1 sentence. What has God given you to build, produce, serve, or solve? Number 2, identify the first fruit. What is the first finished thing that would prove the dream is moving from seed to fruit? A page, a proposal, a lesson, a prototype, a budget, a call list, a design, a conversation, a service offered to one person? Name it. If you cannot name the fruit, you will keep worshiping the seed. Number 3, choose 1 daily work block, not 10, 1. 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 1 hour. But make it real. Put it on the calendar. Let the calendar testify against your excuses. Number 4, remove 1 distraction. Not all distractions at once. 1, turn off the notification. Cancel the empty conversation. Move the phone. Change the room. Stop feeding the thing that keeps eating your focus. Number 5, define 1 measurable output. Not I worked on it, that is too weak. How many pages, how many calls, how many minutes, how many dollars saved, how many lessons completed, how many people served. Measurement protects you from imagination. Number 6, find 1 accountability voice. Not a fan, a voice. Somebody who can ask, did you do it? And you will not get offended. Accountability is not criticism. Accountability is protection for purpose. Say that. Accountability is protection for purpose. People who resist accountability usually want the dream without inspection. But anything valuable must be inspected. Your car is inspected. Your money is counted. Your body needs examination. Your work needs review. Why should your destiny be the only thing nobody's allowed to question? Number 7, review at the end of the week. Sit down and tell the truth. What did I do? What did I avoid? What worked? What failed? What must change? Do not condemn yourself. Correct yourself. Do not dramatize the gap. Manage the gap. This is how builders think. And begin an evidence file. Keep the finished pages. Keep the calls made. Keep the lessons completed. Keep the prototypes tested. Keep the money saved. Keep the habits kept. Keep the people served. Let your private record become stronger than your public announcement. The system does not need to be impressive at first. It needs to be obedient. It needs to be repeatable. It needs to be honest. Some of you keep asking God for more confirmation, but you have not obeyed the instruction already in your hand. You do not need another sign to do the first thing. You do not need another prophecy to manage your time. You do not need another dream to finish the page, make the call, save the money, study the skill, and serve the person in front of you. Make a decision. This week, no more noise without evidence. No more public declarations without private records. No more saying, I am about to, when obedience is asking, what did you do? Noise asks to be noticed, but fruit asks to be harvested. And when your obedience has a record, your dream will not need to beg for attention. The fruit will begin to speak. So let the fruit speak for the dream. Let the evidence speak. Let the order speak. Let the finished work speak. Let the people served speak. Let the record of obedience speak louder than the announcement ever could. Because when a system is faithful, fruit will eventually become a witness. You will not have to keep explaining that you are serious. Your calendar will explain it. Your consistency will explain it. Your product will explain it. Your service will explain it. Your discipline will explain it. We began with a dream, but we cannot end with a dream. The dream is only the seed. Say it. The dream is the seed. And a seed is real, but it is not enough. Fruitfulness produces evidence. Multiplication builds repeatability. Distribution turns private potential into public value. Subduing brings your life, your time, your appetite, your mouth, your money, your emotions, and your attention under authority. And dominion comes when you stay in your domain long enough to master it. That is the progression. Seed, fruit, multiplication, distribution, discipline, mastery. This is not just motivation. This is management. And I want to say this to you carefully. The problem may not be that you are empty. The problem may be that you are unmanaged. You are not empty. There is seed in you. There is purpose in you. There is an answer in you. There is a solution in you. There is something God placed in your spirit that keeps returning, keeps disturbing you, keeps calling you, keeps refusing to die. But potential without management creates frustration. Gift without discipline creates confusion. Vision without system becomes emotional pain. So stop calling yourself empty when what you need is order. Some of you are in a quiet season and you think quiet means forgotten. No, quiet may mean training. Quiet may mean development. Quiet may mean God is teaching you how to build without applause, how to obey without an audience, how to work without being celebrated, how to finish without being watched. Hidden does not always mean rejected. Sometimes hidden means protected. Sometimes hidden means rooted. Sometimes hidden means God is saving the fruit from being picked before it is mature. So for the next season of your life, reduce unnecessary announcements and increase measurable obedience. Do not tell everybody what you're going to build. Build something. Do not keep saying one day. Put a date on obedience. Do not keep saying God gave me a dream. Show me the system that is serving the dream. Show me the hour you protected. Show me the skill you studied. Show me the page you finished. Show me the person you served. Show me the habit you governed. Show me the fruit. And if this word has found you, I want you to make a declaration, not just with your mouth, but with your life. Say this, and write it where you can see it. I choose system over noise, fruit over attention, and obedience over announcement. Say it again. I choose system over noise, fruit over attention, and obedience over announcement. Let that become your decision. Let that become your standard. Let that become the line you refuse to cross back over. And if this message has corrected you, strengthened you, or awakened responsibility in you, then help it reach somebody else. Like it, subscribe, and share it with someone who has been carrying a real dream but needs the courage to build it with discipline. Not somebody who just needs excitement. Somebody who is ready for order. Somebody who is ready to stop talking and start producing. Somebody who is ready to let the fruit speak. May the seed in you become fruit through discipline. May your hands become productive. May your mind become clear. May your time come under order. May your appetite come under government. May your mouth speak less noise and more wisdom. May your work become useful. May your private obedience become public evidence. And may the dream God gave you become service to your generation. Not just inspiration, not just announcement. Fruit, measurable fruit, lasting fruit, kingdom fruit.